everybody, what's going on? This is Toys from the Crypt here, and I'm back with a very different video today. Hopefully a helpful video. Today, we're going to be talking about Horrorhound Weekend that's taking place this weekend, March 22nd and 24th. I know it says Cincinnati, but it's in Sharonville, Ohio, at the Sharonville Convention Center. My personal favorite venue for Horrorhound. I live in Indiana, so Horrorhound Indianapolis was always the convenient one. However, it's not been Horrorhound Indianapolis since the Marriott East. If you know, you know. But Horrorhound Cincinnati, really, it was my first Horrorhound 11 years ago. And I think it's my favorite Horrorhound. It still feels like Horrorhound. Any of you guys that are vets or anything, or that's been going to these things for a while, whether it be Horrorhound or any of the other cons, they are synonymous with like their own venues, and Sharonville's the one for me. It's just it still feels like old Horrorhound. But anyways, I don't want to make this too long. This is going to be more or less like a tips/tricks type video. I was very fortunate enough to get media passes this year for the first time, so this is me kind of doing my part. I don't know if I just mentioned before, but this is my 11th year doing this, so I see a lot of repetitive questions getting asked every single day in the Horrorhound group, and that's okay. There's new people coming every single year, and everybody's going to have questions. Conventions are getting really, really popular now. So, hopefully I can help you guys out. First, let's start in this ticket area here. First of all, if you want to look at the sponsors, Fright Rags, Trick or Treat Studios, Terror Threads, Creepy Customs, Third Eye Brewery. We'll get to them in a second. Tickets. VIP is sold out. No questions asked. There's no other way around it. Weekend Pass is still available. Friday, still available. Saturday, limited stock. And Sunday is available. Now, if I were you and I don't have my tickets yet, I would jump on that right now. Weekend early entry is sold out. Saturday early entry is sold out. Now, that's not to say every year Horrorhound, they don't necessarily say sometimes, because I've not been asked every time. It's more of a if you know type situation. But sometimes when you get to registration and they may offer you early entry for an extra $10. I heard this rumor that it's going to be an extra $20 now. You guys just keep in mind that if the lines are packed, early entry necessarily doesn't guarantee you the autograph you're going after. However, it could guarantee you to get in the building earlier than regular admission line, which is by an hour. You just have to plan accordingly. It's one of those situations to where, for instance, guests like Sam Raimi, he's going to have a long line, okay? So everybody in the early entry line is not going to be able to get Sam Raimi. It's just not going to happen. However, if you stay consistent every single day, if you're going a weekend, you can probably get it done. Now, a little loophole that I like to tell some people, if you want to meet Sam Raimi or Jane Levy, Ryder Strong, Eli Roth, or any of these other guests, if you don't care about an autograph and you just want to meet these people, I would advise you to purchase a celebrity photo op. Now, photo ops happen very fast. Don't expect to have a 5-minute conversation or even a 1-minute conversation with these people. It is not their fault. It's the photo op line, and people have to move. But, for instance, if you want to meet Sam Raimi and at least guarantee, like, shaking his hand or saying nice to meet you or thanks for coming out and get a quick picture and leave, that will guarantee you technically meeting Sam Raimi is purchasing a photo op. Now, and that's all they really are. They're just photo ops. There's no autograph opportunities or anything like that, as I said before. To secure those, you have to go to their tables once admission is being let in. Get in their lines. Now, probably Sam and probably Eli, I would have to guess it would have to be only those two. Maybe Juliette Lewis, I don't know. They might be handing out line queue tickets for those people. If they do hand out line queue tickets, people, this is very important. Every time in the past, the bigger guests have been downstairs. I'm not saying this is how it's going to be this year. Line queue tickets usually are handed out on the lower level. Sometimes it's by, there's like a lower level, like cafe area. I would suggest just finding a staff member and asking about the queue tickets. Surely somebody's going to be informing. But just keep the word queue tickets in the back of all your guys' head. If you want to secure the big guests, queue tickets. It's not going to be a walk-in type situation. Now, about early entry. Early entry, you guys will get in at 4 a.m. Friday and 10 a.m. Saturday. That goes for Media Pass people and VIP people as well. There is no early entry on Sunday. It's 11 a.m. across the board for everybody. And as always, children 12 and under free. So that is the ticketing. Saturday might sell out. It has before in the past. Probably day of. There's going to be, door pricing tickets. But let's go over some of these guests real quick. Henry Rollins is doing his evening with. It's a live on stage Friday night. Limited tickets are still available. I can't comment on if he's doing autographs. Maybe I see Nathan say that's going to be up to him. That's something you'd probably want to ask registration or a staff member. Or maybe Henry's going to have a table set up and his handler might be there and you can ask them. They'll always gladly to help you. Of course, Eli Roth. If you guys, like I said before, you want to meet Eli Roth, he's probably going to be doing photo ops only, no table photos. Sam Raimi, Ryder Strong, Big Kev. Now, Mick Foley here, he's going to be doing photo ops as well, and he'll be doing them as Cactus Jack and Mankind, and I think Dude Love, Friday and Saturday. I know there was some type of weird scheduling have to do with his schedule. I would refer back to the Horrorhound Facebook and see what Nathan said about that. But he's going to try to fit like a Mankind and I think a Dude Love costume all in one day or something because he can't be there all 3 days anymore. But we have Jane Levy, of course. She's on my number 1. Virginia Gardner, Paul Walter Hauser, Nick Carter. Quick note about Adam Green. I can't speak on that this year, but in the past, Adam Green has always taken pictures and signed things for free. The only thing I would suggest you guys doing is if they're offering free selfies and free autographs on like your items or something, please purchase something from their table. A DVD, some stickers, something. They're signing for free. They don't have to, but, and the same goes for Lloyd Kaufman as well. He signs for free. Support trauma. Buy something off of their table as a thanks for, hey, thanks for signing for free, guys, because you don't see that too much nowadays. Here we have the Blair Witch people. Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, Bruce Abbott, Ken Forey. Lars is going to be there. Jordan Ladd. Death Proof is one of my personal favorite Tarantino flicks. James Jude. This is going to be Rohan's first Horrorhound appearance, I believe. I know that for sure. Now, he was at H45, which is put on by Horrorhound. But as a Horrorhound appearance, this is Rohan's first. So that's really cool. Ivan Raimi and Ted. We got the 2 girlies from Exorcist Believer. That'd be cool. George Wendt, William Katz, Mara Lee. Good old Zach Galligan, Samantha Massis. Got some Dead Meat guys. Charles Band and Richard Band. So that's really cool. I'm a really big Full Moon Features fan. How you cannot like Puppet Master, I don't know. Or From Beyond, or, any of it. Evil Bong. Classics. Uncle Lloyd, like I said before, he's done free selfies. He does free autographs. Just buy something from the Trauma table as a thank you. The bands for the after party: Saturday night, Electric Frankenstein, and Saturday night, Creepy Crawlers. Those should be fun. I've not seen either of those bands play. And got some writers here. Some artists. Nathan Thomas Milner. I met him way back in the day. I got him on my Halloween 2 Scream Factory DVD when that first came out. Matt Ryan Tobin. Really great artist. I really love his prints. If you guys haven't seen his exclusive prints this year, go over to his Instagram and check it out. Those are always available. And, of course, we got the tattoo guys. Let's go over the 2 cancellations so far. This isn't to say nobody else is going to cancel, but so far we had Mike Flanagan and Kate Siegel canceled. Now, Mike Flanagan was a really big announcement. However, he had to cancel due to work. And so did Kate. I don't know if people want to put 2 and 2 together and try to come up with theories. But they both canceled due to work. They said that they'll try to make up at a future Horrorhound. Maybe we'll see them in September. Let's keep scrolling down to those future September dates. And here we are. March 22nd to 24th, Cincinnati. September 13th, 14th, and 15th, I think officially still has an unannounced location. It might be leaning towards Sharonville, because I I don't think they have a spot secured for Indianapolis. Again, that's something to check the Facebook page on. And then March 21st through 23rd, 2025. And that's obviously going to be March Horrorhound next year. So, there is the little once-over for your artists and writers and directors and actors and actresses and special effects guys and all of them. Real Myers and fake Myers. All of them are going to be there this year. For anybody asking questions about whether or not if you have to bring your own stuff to get signed and how that works, the talents should have 8x10s available at their table. They might upcharge them if they're bigger than an 8x10. Usually 8x10s are free with an included autograph purchase. But now I'm seeing people are charging for the 8x10s now. I've seen $10 for an 8x10 plus the autograph price. Some people are doing table photos, some aren't. You have to ask the handler. I can tell you now, I can bet money Eli Roth and Sam Raimi are not going to be doing table photos. They're photo op only, so get those. You can bring your own things to get signed. You can bring your own 8x10s, magazines, posters, action figures, Funko Pops, DVDs. Keep in mind, I'm saying keep in mind a lot because you guys really need to keep all of this in mind. It's very important if it's your first time. They might charge a premium upgrade for those. For instance, if you have a one-sheet movie poster you want signed, and I'm not saying they are, but if Eli Roth is $100 for premium items such as posters, figures, Funko Pops, that might be an extra $25 or something. That is not uncommon. Plan on premiums for the bigger guys. Most of your other B-movie people are really great with, not charging premiums. They're happy to be there. They're a part of the community. They're a part of their horror scene. We're all family. We're all friends. I can't wait for this weekend. I love being there. I love seeing everybody. I love seeing Sean Clark walking around, and like every time I see Sean, he's walking around peacocking, and his head looks like he's in a spiral, and he doesn't know what to do, but I know he's happy to be there, because it's in, like, all the other regular faces I see, I'm glad to see everybody. I truly am. Let's switch things up, and let's go over to a bird's eye view of the convention center. Here we go, guys. I switched this up for you. So here is the aerial view of the convention center area. And this is Sharonville Convention Center. Now, note, this is without the construction. So, literally, this area right here is going to look way different. Okay? Just keep that in mind. I have to go off of what I have. So, let's just start up here at the entrance. Let me zoom in for you. So here is the main entrance that's used for Horrorhound. This crosswalk gets you from Host Hotel, which is right here. This is the Host Hotel. You're going to have the film festival over here. This is where the after party is going to be. All this area is a film festival. So you can use this crosswalk right here. This will get you to the film festival and the Host Hotel. This was a Fairfield, and it is now closed, I think. If you have a reservation here, you might want to call the hotel just in case. Not this. My bad. This one right here. This is still part of the hotel. Anyways, now if you go on down just a little bit, you're going to have Third Eye right here. Now, Third Eye is, I mentioned them earlier. They're the ones that brew that special Horrorhound beer every year. They've done it for Candyman and Killer Clowns. And this year they're doing a Blair Witch one. And it's going to be a mystery flavor. You don't know which one you're going to get. There's 2 flavors. So there's that. Now, you don't have to go here to get that Horrorhound beer. You can get that still at the convention center. There's going to be bars set up inside of there. But over here at Third Eye, great lunch over here. They're great people over here. They fully support all the Horrorhound people, so they're an official sponsor, so it's not going to be a hassle. Other than that, like Third Eye, Host Hotel right here, Convention Center back across the street here. This is the new Hyatt Regency. Well, Hyatt Place, I should say, not a Regency. The new Hyatt Place, it's attached to the Convention Center. However, it's not the Host Hotel. When people refer to the Host Hotel, it's the Delta Marriott right across the street. At least I think it's the Delta Marriott still. It's gone through several owners over the past 10 years. And then this building right here, this is the Live-In Hotel. This is usually people's third choice if they can't get Host, Hyatt. They usually go here. And then, like I said before, this was a Fairfield, but I think it's closed now. Now, let's go over parking real quick, because Horrorhound can be very bad for parking, especially on a Saturday. Let's focus on the convention center lot first. This area that I'm circling right here, this area is usually reserved for these Hyatt hotel guests only. Only for them only. But if you look right here, there's a little ramp. You go down here. Here's an overflow parking lot. Now, I want you guys to note this one. It's not this whole parking lot, okay? Let me just zoom in. When you go down this ramp, only this area was used for overflow parking. There was usually chains right here, and people would come down here and think they could get out and come out this way, but you can't. So if it's packed through here, don't even come down here, because then you're just going to have to back all the way out. I see it every year. It happens to everybody. So there's this lot. Remember, this is usually reserved for hotel. And this aisle over here, sometimes in the past, this little area, there's usually some cars or motorcycles if they have them that year. All this is like handicap, whatnot. All of this is parkable if you can beat the crowd. And then, like I said, there's new construction that's been built here, and it's complete now. So as far as this area goes, I'm not even going to speak on that. So let me zoom out of this area. Now, we're still in the same parking lot, okay? Let's just do a recap. Host Hotel, Convention Center. Still, this is where the new add-on's going to be. But over here, there is parking. And there's an overflow lot right here. This is street access. And this is street access. This always gets forgot. Usually all this gets jammed up and people try to go in and out of here. Now, there is a little aisle right here. You're not supposed to use it. Sometimes you don't have a choice but to use this little aisle right here. Anyways. So that's it for the parking at the convention center. Now, if you cannot park here at the convention center, which very well on that Saturday you may not be able to, but over here, all of this can be used for parking. Just don't go over here to this area. This is its own separate property. This is its own separate entity right here. Queen City, do not park in their lot unless they have signs that say you can. But let's zoom back in and let's focus on the admission lines, okay? So this is going to be in entrance and exit to the building. However, it's not the main entrance and exit. This is just during show hours. You can come and go as you please. At least you could in the past. I don't know if they're going to change that. Oh, guys, and sorry everything looks wonky. I'm on Google Earth, so it's trying its best here. But this area right here is considered the main entrance. This is where all the action goes on. Now listen very carefully. When you get here to the venue, to the convention center, even though this is the main entrance, do not go here. In the past, this entrance right here was registration. Now, with all the construction, I don't know if that applies. It probably won't. I just wanted to point that out. The line queues could be totally different this year. But if not, in the past, this was the main. VIPs, y'all should be standing up here. That's what you pay for. Again, unless they switched. I just don't want to express that enough. I don't want to give you guys false information and it's, well, he said this and that. There's new construction. I got to go with what I got. So this would be used as the main, and then everybody would line up down this way, and they would zigzag under this awning here, zigzag, 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 and it would go out, and the line would go this way. Fun note. I want to share a quick story with you during my first Horrorhound in 2013. I will never forget. The general admission line was here, and it wrapped all the way down the sidewalk, wrapped all the way down this way. I am not kidding. Wrapped down this way, around the parking lot here, and in between this little alley area. And we were down by here. I remember John Carpenter and Dee Snider like driving in, and I was like, holy shit, that's John Carpenter. He just drove past me. Like, this was my first convention, and John Carpenter just drove past me. And I'm a Halloween mark, so that was awesome. Anyways, back to the lines. Go to registration first. Don't go to the main line. Don't say, hey, is this early entry? Go to registration first, then get in the lines. There's going to be staff expressing that all day, okay? Man, I'm really curious. I wish they would have updated this because I'm really curious what this convention center looks like now. For for everybody that's a regular at this convention, um, I wonder if the flow is going to be a lot easy now on a Saturday. There's been a couple Fridays where it's been just as bad as a Saturday, but I wonder if the flow is going to be easier since all this is supposed to be new showroom floor. Nathan posted a picture a while ago in the Facebook group, and I never caught it, but um, not never caught it. I never saved it. I caught it. I never saved it, and I couldn't re-find it. But I hope this helps you guys for parking situation because it can be really hectic. Um, yeah. So this little block right here, like all of this is Horrorhound Cincinnati, and I don't know about y'all, but I don't want it to ever go away. I want it to keep the same showrunners. Everybody feels like family at this event. I see the same faces every year. Sometimes those faces don't make it back, unfortunately. But they are there in spirit. I know they're walking the vendor room floor with us all. I'm sure you guys are thinking of some people that you go, oh, that's that guy I met at Horrorhound. So, and to all my buddies I met at Horrorhound, I'm glad to have met you. It's crazy. Time flies by. First Horrorhound was 2013. I was 20 years old. I'm now about to turn 30. I know that may not seem like too old, but to me, it's like I'm 30. In 10 years, I'm going to be 40. You know, it just keeps going. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go ahead and go. Oops, knocked the mic over. I cut this way too long. I was just having fun. I love looking at all this because I don't ever not want to see this one day, like coming to a Horrorhound. Like, this is what I want to see. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I will see everything, and I will try my best to answer everything. I'm sorry if plans change this year on topics I've touched on. Surely there has to be at least something in this video that's going to help first-timers. It can be very overwhelming. I want to say thanks to Nathan. Thanks for giving me this whole media pass chance. I did a walkthrough video on Horrorhound in Indianapolis last year. You guys go to my channel and check that out and let me know what you think. I'm trying to keep everything in 4K and, you know, look as good as possible. I want to bring you guys the best, and I love this event. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't ever want to stop going. But anyways, like this video, comment if you have a question. Nathan, thank you. Thank you to all the Horrorhound team. Sean, your hard work. All the agents, all the fans, all the volunteers, all the hotel staff. Thank you very much. And I will see you this weekend at Horrorhound Cincinnati 2024. Love you guys. See ya.